In this video, guys, we're going to look at how to install VirtualBox on your host operating system after you purchase your laptop or your desktop, which you're going to use for your home lab. First of all, head over here to Firefox, and in Firefox, go and search for virtualbox.org. You see that one over there. And once you've got it, you're going to head over to Downloads. And as I've installed my host operating system as Ubuntu, that means I have a Linux distribution on my machine. So I need to click here on the Linux distribution for a platform package. Now, what is the package I have? I have Ubuntu 22.04. So I'm going to click on Ubuntu 22.04 and it's going to download. You can see I've already downloaded it previously. So this is just to show you. Another thing that you need to do, once you're on the website and you download the platform, you need to head over to Downloads. And we're going to need to install the VirtualBox Oracle VM extension pack. Now, this is for all supported platforms. This will help you with support if you want to RDP to a Windows machine from your machine. So if you make use of a host-based machine, which is Linux, and you mostly make use of something like Remina to do your RDP functionality as well. Or if you have Tiger VNC, you can select VNC platforms onto this. You're going to have a disk encryption. You can have your NVMe, Pixie boots for Intel cards, and many more. You can click actually here on this chapter for user manual to see what's in there. It's well recommended to install this, because this is like your VM tools and your VMware setup that you mostly have at your work environment. When you install your server, you install your VM tools on that server, so that server actually has all the drivers for the virtual motherboard and drivers that's needed to make it function better and perform better. This is the same type of thing. So I'm going to close this. I'm going to head over here to Downloads, where I've already downloaded it. We can see it's a Debian file. That means DEB is Debian. Even though it's a Ubuntu, it's a Debian file for Ubuntu installation. So I'm going to do it in a graphical installation way to make it nice and quick for us. So before we install it, I want to show you as well, the reason why I downloaded it is because here in the Ubuntu store, if you go for VirtualBox, you will see this version that they have inside their store. It's an older version. This is version, you can see here, 6.1.38. Now, I don't want the older version. I like to have the latest and greatest. It just makes my life easier for myself, but it's up to you what you want to use. So I'm going to right click on this file I downloaded. Now, if you're just going to double click on it, it will try and open the archive and extract what's inside the file. So we're going to right click and we're going to select with other application. We're going to select software install, select, and you'll see it's now going to open here in your Ubuntu store. You see it's loading the application and the package into the Ubuntu store. So this is now going to install it for you. Hit install. It will ask you for your password and type your password in. And you'll see it's taking some time to install. It won't take a long time to install. It's not something that takes forever. And you can see over here the version is 7.08. And this is quite nice. We have a later version, or the latest version that is available for us to use. Give it a second or so. I can actually break out in a song for you, but I guess I'm not a Pavarotti. My entertainment skills will be right down the drain if I do that. Now we can see it's installed. So now we go in Ubuntu. You see the little the bunch of dots, the 9 dots at the bottom here, which is show application. This is your GNOME menu. Scroll down to the end. You see there's your VirtualBox, Oracle VM VirtualBox. Open that for us. Once you have this open, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to head over here to File, go Tools, Extension Pack, because we're going to install the extension pack, and I've already installed it. So for this purpose, I'm just going to remove it just to show you how to install it as well. So it's not the first time I'm installing it. So it's very easy. You hit install, go over to your VirtualBox extension, open that, hit install. It's going to give you a license agreement. Read through the license agreement. In this case, I'm just going to scroll right down to the bottom, make sure touch, so you have the agree button. It's going to ask you again for your password. And this will go off, and it's chop chop and it's installed. So the next thing to do is, how do I get back to the view I wanted before, where I can actually add stuff, grade stuff and all that goodies? You see this little hamburger button. You're going to click on that. You're going to have your welcome. You can have your preferences. You can import devices that you already pre-built. You can export some devices. You can build new ones. You can add appliances as well, OVA files for Cisco's appliances, or you can download the Kali Linux, for instance, as OVA, and you can install that in here by adding it as an OVA, as an appliance onto your virtual area. You can use the hamburger button again. You can look at your extension packs. If you have any media configured, the media is your hard disk or optical disk, floppy drives. If you have anything specifically that you want to attach. Once you have your servers built, you'll be able to see all the information in here. You'll see your network. If you have NIC internal, as you build out your farm, you'll start seeing it appearing in here. The one I really like in here is activities, because activity shows me the host load. So this is the host CPU. So how much CPU my host is actually using to run my VMs. This is the host RAM. Now remember, host is my physical machine. How much RAM it's using. And also you'll be able to see the host file system. You can see how much of the host file system I use and allocated for this has been used and utilized by a virtual machine. So at the moment, this machine has got a low RAM on it, and you can see it's got the low disk space as well. But we'll move on later on to when I start building it out, and you're going to see how I use my base host system. If you like what you see, please like, subscribe, and share. Remember, we're in IT, information technology. Information goes hand in hand with technology, and information is knowledge, guys. So you need to spend time to learn these things. Get familiar with this stuff. Build your stuff at home. Get keen into what you want to achieve with your lab. If you want to use it for hacking, if you want to learn Windows Server 2022, if you want to build an Exchange environment out, whatever you want to do. I know Azure is out there in the cloud, is taking over in the corporate space. But you can still learn a lot of IT or networking side by using your own personal lab. Right. Have a lovely day.